Bright Duty. Every student matters.
In which of the following situations does the list of numbers involved make an arithmetic progression and why? So here some of the questions are given in language form, so we'll just convert it into mathematical form. For example, the taxi fare after each kilometer, when the fare is 15 rupees for the first kilometer and rupees 8 for each additional kilometer. So let us say you are traveling somewhere. For the first kilometer, let us say this is your first kilometer. For the first kilometer, the taxi fare is 15 rupees. Okay. And if you travel 2 kilometers, okay, you will give additional 8 rupees for 2 kilometers. So a total of 23 rupees, right? And if you travel the third kilometer also, you will give additional 8. So the total would become 23 plus 8, 31 rupees, right? So if you notice this sequence, this goes 15 for the first kilometer, 23 for up to 2 kilometers, and if you travel 3 kilometers, you will pay 31 rupees. And students, 3 terms are enough to know whether the sequence is following a certain pattern or not. For example, in these 3 terms, you find 23 minus 15, you will get 8. 31 minus 23 will also give you 8 because we got these terms by adding 8. So 8 is the common difference. I'll denote common difference by CD, right? 8 is the common difference, 15 is the first term, right? So yes, this is an arithmetic progression. Why? Because it is following a pattern where you get the next term by adding a common difference to the previous term, right? Let's look at this subpart 2. The amount of air present in a cylinder where a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. Okay, so let's start with certain amount of air. Let's say initially there was X amount of air, right? So the pump will remove 1/4 of the air at a time, right? If you remove 1/4 from X, you will be left with X minus X by 4, which is 3X by 4, right? So in the first step, we removed 1/4 of the air in the cylinder and we are left with the 3/4 of the air, right? In next step, what you have to do is, you have to remove 1/4 of the remaining air. So how much is the remaining air? 3X by 4. And how much will you remove? 3X by 4 into 1 by 4, right? So 3X by 16 you have to remove, okay? And how do you calculate it? You just multiply 4 by 4 in this term. So this will be 12X by 16 and this is 3X by 16. So you will be left with 9X by 16, right? So this much air is left now. Now let us see if this follows a sequence or not, and if it is an arithmetic progression or not. How will you find it? You will just subtract the previous term from the next term and see whether it has a common difference or not, right? So what is the difference in these two terms? 3X by 4 minus X, right? 3X by 4 minus X will give you, you subtract it like this, make the denominator same, right? Now this is minus X by 4. Now you need to subtract 3X by 4 from 9X by 16, and if the difference is same, then we will say this is an AP, otherwise not an AP. So if you subtract 9X by 16 minus 3X by 4, you'll again multiply and divide by 4 to make the denominator same. So this has become 12X. So 9X minus 12X is minus 3X by 16, right? This difference and this difference is obviously not same. Hence, this is not an AP. This was an AP, right? So this is the way you are going to solve next questions also, right? Let's discuss subpart 3. The cost of digging a well after every meter of digging when it costs 150 for the first meter and rises by 50 for each subsequent meter. Right? This is a similar question like subpart 1, where for the first meter it was 150. For the subsequent meters, let us say for second one, it rises by 50 for each subsequent meter. So for the second meter, he'll end up paying 200 rupees, right? Because it will rise by 50. Now if you add 50 to this 200, for the next meter, he'll have to pay 250 rupees. So yes, it is following a pattern and it is an arithmetic progression because you are adding common difference to get the next term. And obviously, the difference will be 50 in every case. So yes, it is also an AP where the first term is 150 and common difference is 50. Yes, it is an AP. Right? Let's move to the next question. The amount of money in the account every year when 10,000 is deposited, at compound rate of interest 8% per annum, right? I think you know about the compound rate of interest, how the compound rate of interest works. In compound rate of interest, let us say 10,000 was deposited at the beginning. So what will be the amount at the end of first year? It will be equal to 10,000 into 1 plus rate of interest by 100 raised to power time. Now the time is 1 year, so it will be raised to 1. At the end of second year, what will be the amount? 10,000, 1 plus 8 by 100 raised to power 2. Okay, as I told you in the beginning, 3 terms are enough to know whether a certain sequence is an AP or not, right? So I will see what is the difference between these 2 terms and what is the difference between these 2 terms. If these 2 differences are same, then we will say that it is an AP, otherwise it is not. Okay, so what is the difference between this term and this term? This term is 10,000 into 108 by 100, right? And minus 10,000, right? So it will become 1,800 minus 10,800 minus 10,000. So the difference is 800, right? Now, what is the difference between third term and second term? Third term is 10,000 into 108 by 100 squared. So we can write it as 108 by 100 into 108 by 100 minus the second term was 10,000 into 108 by 100, right? Now to subtract these, what we can do is we can take common and then we can subtract it easily. We don't have to multiply these terms, right? So if I cancel out these, right, I can cancel out 2 zeros from here. So I just have to subtract 108 into 108 minus 100 into 108. What you can do is you can take 108 as common, 108 minus 100. So it will become 108 into 8, which is now very simple to calculate, right? 6, 8. So 864 is the difference between third term and second term, which is not the same as second term and first term. So yes, this is not an AP, right? So let's see what the next question says. Write first 4 terms of the AP when the first term A and the common difference D are given as follows. Look at this question. First term is given as 10 and common difference is also 10, right? So the AP will be A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D and so on, right? We just need to write first 4 terms of the AP, right? So these will be the first 4 terms. What is A? It is 10. a plus d 10 plus 10, that is 20. Okay, a plus 2d 10 plus 2 into 10, which is equal to 30. Or you can simply keep adding 10 to these terms. So if I add 10 to 30, then it will become 40. So these are the first 4 terms of the required AP, right, of the subpart 1. So let's do part 2 now. A is minus 2 and common difference is 0, right? So first term is minus 2, and if I add 0 to the first term, I will get minus 2 as my second term also. Similarly, if I keep on adding 0, it will not change the terms. So every term of this AP is going to be minus 2. So these are the first 4 terms of this AP. Okay. Here is the next question. Part 3. In part 3, A is equal to 4, D is equal to minus 3. So first term is 4. Next term will be, if I add minus 3 to 4, it will become 1. Next term will be 1 minus 3, which is equal to minus 2. And next term will be minus 2 minus 3, which is equal to minus 5. So the terms are 4, 1, minus 2, minus 5. Okay. Let's look at this question. Fourth part. A is given as minus 1. Common difference is given as 1 by 2. So the first term is minus 1. Second term is A plus D. Okay. Minus 1 plus 1 by 2 will give me minus 1 by 2. Okay. So the second term is minus 1 by 2. Third term is, if I add 1 by 2 to the second term, so third term will be 0. And fourth term will be, when I add 1 by 2 to the third term, I will get the fourth term. It is 1 by 2. So these are the required 4 terms of this AP. In fifth part, first term is minus 1.25 and common difference is minus 0.25. Okay. So the AP will be like minus 1.25 minus 1.25 plus minus 0.25. So it will become minus 1.5. Minus 1.5. And if I add minus 0.25 in it, it will become minus 1.75. Similarly, next term will become minus 2. So the first 4 terms are minus 1.25, minus 1.5, minus 1.75 and minus 2. These are the required 4 terms. Okay. These questions are really simple, but these are just to let you feel the arithmetic progression. For the following APs, write the first term and common difference. Now, it is clearly mentioned that these given sequences are arithmetic progressions. You just need to write the first term and the common difference, right? So this is an AP. You can clearly see that the first term is 3, right? And the common difference you can find by subtracting any 2 consecutive terms, right? Let us say if I subtract, for common difference, if I subtract 1 minus 3, minus 2 will be the required common difference. And first term is 3. Okay. I could have subtracted any other 2 terms also. For example, I could have subtracted minus 3 minus minus 1. Minus 3 minus minus 1. This will also give same common difference. Minus 3 plus 1, which is equal to minus 2. Okay. So let's look at this question. Again, first term is very simple. A is equal to minus 5, right? For common difference, you subtract any 2 terms. You can subtract 7 minus 3. Common difference is 7 minus 3 equal to 4, right? So this is the way we find first term and the common difference of an AP. Okay. In part 3, you will follow the similar pattern, right? This is your first term, and common difference you can find by subtracting any 2 terms. For example, first term is 1 by 3 and common difference is, let us subtract 5 by 3 minus 1 by 3. So 4 by 3 is the common difference here. Okay. In fourth part, first term is this one 0.6 and common difference is 1.7 minus 0.6, which is equal to 1.1. Okay. Which of the following are APs? And if they form an AP, find the common difference D and write 3 more terms. So first of all, we need to find whether this is an AP or not. So let's look at this sequence. 2, 4, 8, 16. Right? You find the difference between consecutive terms. 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 minus 4 is 4. 16 minus 8 is 8. Right? So these are not the same. So there is no common difference. Hence it is not an AP. Okay. Let's look at this question now. Now the first term is 2. Second term is 5 by 2. Third term is 3. So we are looking for common difference first. And we need to decide whether it's an AP or not. So 5 by 2 minus 2 is equal to 1 by 2, right? 3 minus 5 by 2 is again 1 by 2, and if you need to verify, 7 by 2 minus 3 is also 1 by 2, right? So yes, this is an AP with common difference as 1 by 2. So value of D here is 1 by 2. Now we need to write 3 more terms here. So I'll keep adding 1 by 2 and we'll write next 3 terms. So the next term after 7 by 2 will be 7 by 2 plus 1 by 2. That means 8 by 2, which is 4. Right? And when I add 1 by 2 in 4, it will give me 9 by 2. Right? 1 by 2 you can keep in your mind is 0.5, right? 0.5. So 5 by 2 is essentially 2.5. 7 by 2 is 3.5. So it is 4.5. Right? Now you can think about it that the next term will be 5. Right? 9 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is 10 by 2 or 5. So I have written next 3 terms. Right? Let's move to the next. In this particular question, I'll subtract minus 3.2 minus of 1.2. So it is minus 3.2 plus 1.2, which is equal to minus 2. Right? So what I have done till now is I have subtracted first term from the second term. I have denoted second term by A2 and first term by A1. Okay, let's now subtract second term from the third term, A3 minus A2. It will be equal to minus 5.2 minus of minus 3.2. Right? So it will also become minus 5.2 plus 3.2, which is equal to minus 2. So the difference is same. Hence we can say that it is an AP with first term as minus 1.2 and common difference as minus 2. So we can write the next 3 terms also. Right? What will be the next 3 terms? You keep adding minus 2 to this term and you will get the next term. So next term will be minus 9.2, minus 11.2, minus 13.2. I have just added minus 2 in this term, then minus 2 in this term, and then minus 2 in this term. So these are the next 3 terms of this AP. Okay. Let's look at this sequence. Minus, let's say I subtract A2 minus A1. Minus 6 minus of minus 10. It will give me plus 4. Right? So if I subtract minus 2 minus of minus 6, it will again give me plus 4. So now I can say that this sequence follows a certain pattern. The next term is also given, so let's subtract that also. 2 minus minus 2, which is also equal to 4. So the common difference is 4, hence it is an AP. Now we can easily write the next 3 terms. How we will write the next 3 terms? We will keep adding 4 in the previous term. So the next term will be, if I add 4 in 2, next term is 6, 10, 14, 18 and so on. Right? So these are our next 3 terms. Okay. Okay, let's look at this sequence. This is 3, first term is 3, second term is 3 plus root 2. And third term is 3 plus 2 root 2. So let us see if it has a common difference or not. A2 minus A1 gives me 3 plus root 2 minus 3, which is equal to root 2, right? And A3 minus A2 will give me 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 3 plus root 2. So it also gives me root 2, right? So there is a common difference which is equal to root 2. Hence it is an AP. And if you want to find the next terms of this AP, you just add root 2 to the previous terms. So the next term will be 3 plus 4 root 2, 3 plus 5 root 2 and 3 plus 6 root 2. Right? So these are the next three terms of this AP. Okay. Let us look at part 6 now. If I subtract 0.22 minus 0.2, 0.2 is nothing but 0.20. So I'll get 0.02, right? And now if I subtract third term minus second term, which is 0.22, you can add 0 in the end, right? So this will give me 0.002, right? Which is not the same. So hence there is no common difference and we can say that this sequence is not an AP, right? Seventh part, I'll leave it to you as an exercise. So do it yourself, right? Eighth part is also pretty simple. You should do it yourself, but let me tell you, there is a comma, there should be a comma here, right? Every term is minus 1 by 2. So the common difference is same. What is the common difference here? Minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2. So common difference is 0. Right? So this is an AP, yes, with common difference as 0. So the next terms of this AP will be minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2. So every term of this AP is going to be minus 1 by 2. Okay. This is also a pretty simple question. I leave it to you. Do it yourself. Okay. In 10th question, if you subtract 2a minus a, you will get a. 3a minus 2a, you will again get a. 4a minus 3a, you will get a. So there is a common difference. What is the common difference? Common difference is a, right? And first term is also a. So the next terms will be 5a, 6a, 7a and so on. Okay, so this is an AP and we have written next three terms also. In 11th question, the sequence is given as a square, a cube, a raised to power 4. So now students tell me if it is an AP or not. The author hasn't given any value of a, right? If I take value of a as 0, the sequence will become 0, 0, 0, 0, right? If I take value of a as 1, sequence will become 1, 1, 1, 1, right? But if I take value of a as 2, the sequence will be 2, 2 squared, 2 cubed, 2 raised to power 4, which is equal to 2, 4, 8 and 16. There is no common difference here. So it is not an AP. So in general, we can say that this is not an AP. Right? I have given you the exceptions also. A equal to 0 and a equal to 1 will make it an AP. But the specific value is not given here. So we will say that in general, this is not an AP. Right? Because in mathematics, for a problem, for a statement to be true, it should be true at every value of a, right? So there should be no exception. So it is not an AP. Let's move on to 12th question now. First term is given as root 2. Second term is given as root 8, which is nothing but 4 into 2, which is equal to 2 root 2, right? So 8 can be written as 2 root 2. Root 18 is nothing but 3 root 2. You can calculate it yourself. 18 can be written as 9 into 2. So 9, if taken out from the radical sign, it will give you 3, right? So 32 is what? 16 into 2. 16 root will become 4 root 2, right? So this sequence is also an arithmetic progression because the common difference is root 2, right? Hence, what we can write the next terms also. Next term will be what? So 5 root 2, 6 root 2, 7 root 2 and so on. Now 5 root 2 can also be written as 5 when taken inside will become 25, 25 into 2, 50. This 6 when taken inside will become 36, so 36 into 2, 72. This will become 49 when inside, so 49 into 2, 98. So these are the next 3 terms and you can write as many terms as you want, right? Thank you. So the common difference root 6 minus root 3 is not equal to root 9 minus root 6, right? If you have studied irrational numbers in class 9th, you know that the certain value of an irrational number cannot be found, right? So root 6 minus root 3 will not be equal to root 9 minus root 6. Hence it is not an AP. Okay. In this question, the sequence is 1, 9, 5 cubed is 125, 7 raised to power 4 is even bigger, it is 49 into 49 which will be 2401, right? So this is clearly not an AP. Okay. In this question, next term is 5 squared which is 25. Next term is 7 cubed. I think it is 7 square in the original question. So let's take it as 7 square first. Because if it is 7 cubed, it will not be an AP. But if it is 7 squared, let us see. It is 49, 73. So what is the difference between these two terms? 24. What is the difference here? 49 minus 25 is again 24 and 73 minus 49 is again 24. So there is a common difference of 24. So it is an AP. So we can get the next terms also. 73 plus 24 which is equal to 97. And if you add 24 in 97, you will get the next term. So what is the next term? 121. And what is the next term? If you add 24 in 121, it will give you 25, 145. So these are the next 3 terms of this AP. Okay. So this was about this exercise. This exercise was all about finding the first term and common difference and recognizing a sequence as an AP or not, right? In the upcoming exercises, we will see what is nth term of an AP, what are the applications of nth term of an AP, and after that we will find the sum of an AP. Okay. So this was about this lecture. Thank you.